everyone, this is Yoda from Team Evil Geniuses, bringing you this video with Nerdstomper.com. This is going to be the first in a two-part series on Kraken, and this video is going to cover the early game. The next one's going to be commented play of the mid to late game, and there's a lot of general strategy about Kraken on the forums, which you can find under our Strength Heroes section. Be sure to check that out. This is a matchmaking game I played recently on my Smurf. It's about 1750-ish level game. So hopefully we don't see anything too low. My starting items are change every game, but I got these for the lane because I need some regen and I need a shield. And the rest I just spent on some intelligence because Kraken has mana problems. Anyway, right now we're just staying by the tower because we are not doing anything cool at level 1 like First Blood or anything. So we'd best just be safe to make sure they aren't doing anything to us. And I'm holding my skill point because just in case something happens, I will want to get Torrent. But if nothing does, then I'll want Splash level 1 for the better CSing. So since nothing happened, I will be getting Splash. Mostly just CSing. Right now our Plague's not really harassing this Torturer very well, so he can harass me, which is unfortunate. But I was harassing him, so hopefully I should be able to get some good CS in a sec. Picking a bit, we do notice something happen. It's supposed to be middle. Yeah, so our middle gets ganked. So when I see our middle get ganked, I realize that once I get Gush, we can play very, very aggressively. Very aggressively on the Torturer here. So right now our Plague's just chasing him out of EXP range, which is very good. He basically can't do anything, except he got level 2 already, so now he can harass her. And once I have Gush, I will be playing aggressively on him. So once our Plague Flask's up, we're probably going to be doing some real aggression here. Especially after he just stunned me, leaving Plague open to go. Unfortunately, after that First Blood middle, their roamers have come quite close. So this aggressive play is actually a mistake. Fortunately, it'll give us some good footage of a nice escape I do. So they stun me, and Behemoth goes to cut off this exit. So now, right now, the person I'm worried about most is Torturer because this guy's out of mana, and this guy's stun is going to be on cooldown for a while, and he's low on mana. So I'm going to slow Torturer before running away. Make sure you know who you're going to use Gush on. It's important since it's a single target spell. So I slow the Torturer so his W doesn't do full damage to me, and I run away. And once I realize that they're not doing any more damage to me, I flask immediately, so I don't have to wait for it later. Unfortunately, I turn a corner here, and that gives their archer enough range to shoot me, and I miss out on a little bit of HP, which is a bit of a mistake, but you know, happens. Since his archer's chasing me, they actually had vision, so I just run passively. Right now I realize that we're getting tri-laned against, which happens sometimes in random matchmaking games. And since they're tri-laning against us, we're going to be playing very passive this game. Not going to be going aggressive, just going to look to get experience and not die. Which is basically all you can do when you're getting tri-laned against. We actually don't see Hammer right now, so I'm going to be a little careful, just staying back. Where is Hammer at this moment? I'm kind of wondering. Hammer's middle. But since we don't see him on the map, I'm playing very careful. Notice how I'm not going up here to CS, I'm just staying back in EXP range. Once I saw Hammer middle, I realized I could play a little more aggressively. So I'm going to probably go for CS here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go for this CS, because I saw the Hammer in middle. And it's really easy to CS when you have Splash Up. Just hit it. Make sure you hit it. When you have Splash Up, make sure you hit the creep when it's in range of your splash to kill and not in range of their attack. Therefore, it's a guaranteed CS. So CSing with Kraken is really easy when you have Splash Up. Also, we're top lane, so we can pull like this. Hopefully our Plague doesn't die while I'm pulling. Yeah, she doesn't die. So we pull, and then since we see the Hammer, we start running away. Unfortunately, a Plague gets caught here. I think she lives. Oh nope, she's dead. Unfortunately, our plate got caught there while we were pulling. She definitely didn't have to be that far up. That was a bit of a mistake, but it's okay. So I brought my chalice to myself. Notice how when I bring my chalice, I also bring more regen. Since I was out of regen, I need regen to stay in the lane. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit there and get owned. And that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is like make sure I have enough HP and mana to go on them in case someone ganks at all times. So I bring regen to myself when I bring my chalice. See a lot of games where someone just has a chalice but no HP, and they just can't do anything. And this is how you don't fall into that situation. Our Pyromancer is not very happy, but it's okay. We win this game, so he'll get over it. Now he's creeping the neutrals at level 2, which is probably not the most efficient thing for him to do, but it's okay. When your allies are doing neutrals, you can stop by to help them out. Don't take them from them, because generally that'll get them really mad at you. I think I was having a fight with him here. Yeah, I was having a bit of a fight. But, killed the neutral, and now we're back to the lane. The reason I wasn't getting XP in the lane is because Catman was over there and I want to get XP for the Catman. But now, the lane is pushing back up, so we'll be able to get EXP. Alright, now they're Behemoth's not in vision, but we have a Pyromancer over here, so we know Behemoth's not ganking us, so we're safe to sit here and get CS. Alright, now I really need some mana, so I should be chalicing and flasking myself. I don't know why I'm not doing that. I guess it's because I have mana to cast my spells already. Yeah, there we go. Chalice and flask myself. Now I'm full HP and full mana, so if anyone comes, then maybe we can go on them. Here's their go. Looks like I'm pretty dead. One important thing to do when you're getting ganked is to charge and grab one, so you go away from them and you stun this one guy. Don't just charge like, it's okay if you just charge like and not hit anything, that's okay too, but if they're blocking you, then just charge and you'll grab one and stun him and the others will get away from you. Fortunately, our hag made a really nice port here, so hopefully this situation turns out well for us. Yes, I just cast my spells and run away. I probably should have gushed, what's it called, Torrent? Probably should have torrented the Torturer instead, because he's the one we're killing, but I was kind of the heat of the moment, and I just torrented whoever was closest and just ran away. Unfortunately, their Madman is also ganking top at this moment, but I did escape from the 3 heroes, but their Madman was tanking us, so I still died. And we don't get any more kills. So it was a 1-for-1 trade in I guess a 4-man gank top. One important thing to do is when this Madman killed me, I said, "Be careful top, there's a Madman there." So I said that. Unfortunately, our Plague didn't hear, and now she's gonna die for it. Whenever you have information that the other team doesn't really, that your allies don't really know about, you need to be pretty vocal about it so they know. So now I'm just gonna go back top. Kraken can't really gank too well until he's level 6. So that's basically what you're gonna do. You're gonna sit in your lane and farm until you're 6, and hopefully till you have enhanced or ghost marchers, since those help a lot too. But right now I'm just gonna go farm some more. Since their trend against us has left, their Torturer is middle, probably isn't gonna be action, so I will fast forward to the next thing that happens. So after farming a lot, I'm currently at top. Nothing has happened in the last like 3 minutes. All I did was sit top and farm, which is pretty much what you're supposed to do with Kraken until you're level 6. You can kill your lane obviously if you have a winning lane, but we got tri-laning it, so I didn't do any of that. So I've just been sitting and farming, waiting for level 6. And I see action bottom. I have a TP scroll. So as soon as I see hag initiate on the slither, I TP because I want to be there for any action in the early game. Especially because I'm probably gonna hit 6 off of this kill. So if anyone TPs, then he'll die. Also, hag won't have to ult because I'm TPing, but she ults anyway because she doesn't know I'm TPing. Anyway, the slither dies and I get my level 6. Fortunately, our plague dies while I'm gone since their roamers happen to come top. But anyway, now that I am level 6, I will be looking to actively go kill him, because that's what you do when you're cracking at level 6. Not For now, though, there's no one here, and the rumors just showed up top, so we know there's pretty much no one around me. So I'm just gonna farm, and I will fast forward until I actually find someone. All right, so here's when I actually find someone. About a minute later, I'm walking towards the middle because we know that their rumors are over here. I guess we just saw them. We'll go over there by this ward. So we know the rumors are there, and now it's going to be a 3v3 situation, but Madman's kind of out of position, and we're over level, and I have Kraken ultimate, so we're just going to walk up and try to engage them. So our succubus runs in first, and he actually finds a couple, and he sleeps Hammerstorm. Unfortunately, I'm blocked by the fissure here, so I can't really get close enough, but I walk to the edge and release the Kraken. So generally when you release the Kraken, you want to release it on someone who's stunned or like slowed, or otherwise can't just like run out of it. Otherwise your thing's not going to do any damage. So I wait for him to sleep Hammer, and then I cast Release the Kraken on him. And now Hammer is pulled into the middle. So Release the Kraken is doing crap tons of damage right now. And then Hammer just dies to the splash. It's basically the key to Kraken. Just never release the Kraken unless you know that they're going to be stunned before it lands. That way you'll get massive damage out of it, and they'll be stunned for quite a bit of time. It's pretty much free kill. One way to set that up is with your Tsunami charge. If you charge them into trees, they'll be stunned, so then you can just easily release the Kraken on top of them. Or you can torrent them from long range, and that'll also work. Anyway, after that, we will probably just pressure middle. Since there's a Torturer showing top, I'm going to go top, and maybe we'll try to kill him. I don't know if he's going to back, though. If he was good, he would have backed already. Alright, so he's staying there. Probably going for a kill on the Plague. Unfortunately, I think he gets it, since our Plague is so fragile. But we do get him. So here I torrent him, and then notice how I'm not charging him yet? I wait for the Pyromancer stun before I charge. Charge is a hard skill to set up, and you always want to make sure they're stunned before you do it. Otherwise, it's like if possible. Sometimes you can't, and you have to set up the skill shot, but if you wait for them to get stunned first, it becomes extremely easy. There I actually just didn't know, I didn't have enough mana yet, so I kind of missed it. If I had popped my battery, I would have had enough mana, but basically you want to run to set up the perfect one, so let's watch that again. I could have, after torrenting him, used my battery. Pyro stuns him, so what I should have done here is just use battery and charged him that way. That way he has more space to run and might hit this tree on the way. But I didn't do that because I was out of mana, and I didn't realize that I didn't have enough mana. So he just dies anyway, though. So a bit of an error there, but I've told you how to do it better than me, so hopefully you will. So I'm going to fast forward to the next thing. Alright, here is the next thing that happens. After that action top, I bought my enhanced marchers and started running towards middle. Notice how Succubus is setting up my ultimate with a sleep, and Behemoth's running there, so I'm gonna fortunately hit my ultimate on both of them. Notice how basically just again it was set up by a sleep. And you should generally try to wait for someone with a targeted ability to set up your ultimate before you cast it. And my ultimate just does huge amounts of damage, and they instantly die. Kraken's really powerful this way. This is basically what you should keep trying to do non-stop. Wait for someone to set you up and just kill them with your ultimate. It's pretty easy to do, and ultimate does not have that long of a cooldown, so it's pretty simple. On to the next clip. So here is the next action. Their team was pushing top. I saw a lone torturer there with a hammer standing behind him. I did not know that Behemoth and Madman were also in the area. But basically whenever you see someone doing something like this and you're behind him, you should say, hey everyone, TP to this tower, we're going to kill this guy because I'm behind him and you guys can TP to the tower. So that's what I said. And now, as I go on him, our allies show up. And notice how since I saw his allies like nearby, I want to charge him away from the allies. That way he's isolated and he's easier to kill. And when they go on me, they have longer to run. So I go on him. After charging him into the trees, I realize there's only one place for him to run, so I release the Kraken there. And his allies are going to try to help, so this Kraken is probably going to be pretty good. And notice how since I didn't have any like stuns or anything to set up my Kraken, It didn't really do too much damage. All it did was like hold the torturer there and like a little bit of a slower stun. So it didn't do too much, but fortunately I don't die and I can just pop my power supply and my bottle and get back into the fight after I heal up. So since this other torturer run in here with 0 health, I'm going to go after him and help my team afterward. Fortunately, I think they just clean up everything anyway. So basically the key point to that fight was when I charged Torturer away from the rest of them. That way they had to expose their positioning to get closer to him. If you can ever do that, then make sure you do. Charging someone away from his team is one of the best things you can do with Kraken. So do that, and then if you're about to die, just try to get your ult off there. Like, since their whole team was stunning me and going on me, I tried to get my ult off before I died. As it is, since I did that, I ended up not dying, so it was pretty good. And the other concept important there is make sure you heal. If you have heal items like flask, bottle, power supply, just try to get out of the fight when you're low and pop them, and then you can come back in like I did here. Anyway, on to the next clip. Alright, so here's the next action clip. I saw our hag getting chased bottom by a slither, so I TP'd after going to the fountain. And obviously it's important to carry TP with you so you can counter gank with Kraken. It's one of the easiest ways to set up ganks. Kraken is not a support hero, he's a ganker, so you always want to have a TP ready to counter gank. So here we go. So he goes on our hag. After this, I'm pretty sure our hag's dead anyway, but I know for sure I'm going to kill Slither. So my mission should be to get him as far away from Hag as possible. So I do that. Though I know he's not going to do any more damage to Hag other than what he already has on him, which I think is lethal anyway, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, I tried to save Hag, and now I'm just going to phase and attack this guy, hopefully enough to kill him. Notice how I'm not ulting because I'm pretty sure he's dead. Therefore, I now have my ult up for future fights. After that kill, I will... Since I just killed him and he was the person holding down this lane, I can free farm this lane for a bit. But instead of doing that, I go middle, or head towards the middle, try to find Torturer. Run to the Hammerstorm in the woods, and since he's really underfarmed, I try to go for the kill on him, I believe. Always look for like super underfarmed support heroes on their team. Their hammer has just been roaming, so he does absolutely nothing. Look for underfarmed heroes because you can generally just pick them off without even using your ultimate, just by like splashing, torrenting, and then, or torrenting and then splashing usually, but in this case splashing and then torrenting, then charging them at anything. So I try that. Fortunately he almost gets away, but he doesn't. There, notice how I use the max range of charge here. Let's see this again. So he stuns me and almost gets away, but since charge is so long range, I can charge him into the tree here. And that stuns him and that just finishes him off. So obviously charge is much better when you charge them into something, so make sure you try to do that. So after stunning him into something, I will run middle, since that's where the enemy heroes are. As a ganker, that's pretty much where you want to be. I see Torturer going in there, so I'm going to... I don't know what I'm doing. Just running to meet up with my allies, I guess. Oh, there was a rune. Yeah, so there's a rune there. Since I have a bottle, I'm going to go for the rune. Generally, in this game I got a bottle, but generally you don't want to get a bottle when there's like already so many in your team. Basically, before I got a bottle, I was like, hey Hag, are you going to buy a bottle? And he said no. And I was like, okay, I'll get one then. And then after getting a bottle, he got a bottle, so it's a little awkward. But anyway, I got the rune, and now since I'm so tanky, I'm just going to go into a really advanced position on them after getting the rune. Also, I see a Slither here, who is kind of low on HP, so I'm going to try to kill him. Note this tower, particularly on Legion, is really easy to dive since the distance between this tower and this tower is so long, they can't really escape this way, so as long as you can just cut them off from like this fog area, then it's pretty much free kill. Since I'm not sure about this guy dying yet, about this guy instantly dying, and he has an ally TPing, I'm going to release the Kraken to try to get him dead quicker. So because I did that, now he died before he could cast anything on me, and I can just survive this Torturer's measly attacks and live. So key concepts there were this tower is really easy to dive, especially when it's low, and make sure you cut them off. Make sure you're able to basically charge them before they get into the trees. There I was kind of blocked by creeps. Let's watch it again. So creeps are kind of in the way here, so I couldn't charge. I might not have been able to charge him before I got to the tree line, and I don't want to charge into the trees instead of into him, right? So I released the Kraken so that I'll have time to get closer. Now that I'm in range, I just charge him and stun him into the trees, and he dies. So make sure you don't charge into creeps, and if you know that if there's any chance that they're going to be able to make it to the tree line beforehand, then just release the Kraken. Obviously, generally you want to do it when it's set up, but if you're going to miss a kill, then just don't save it, just use it, obviously. So after that, there's Torturer runs into the woods, and I have a regen. So since Succubus slept this guy, it makes it real easy to set up the charge. I just run to the other side of him and charge him into the trees, setting up a pretty easy kill. Unfortunately, we don't burst him down in time, so he does some damage. And again, Kraken works very, very well, or works best, when you have a setup sleep, like Succubus or a stun. That way you can just position yourself perfectly to land your release the Kraken or to land your Tsunami charge, both of which are skill shots that reward you extremely well for setting up. Because of that, you're going to probably get tanky items, and sometimes you want a portal key as well. This game, I believe I just want the tanky item, which is the Helm of the Black Legion. And I'm also going to cut off part 1 here because we're going into the mid-game pretty shortly, or maybe already in it. So once again, this is Yoda from Team Evil Geniuses, bringing you this video with Nerdstomper.com. Be sure to watch part 2, and also check out the forums. The forums are also a great place to leave any questions or comments you have that I'll be happy to answer. And thanks for watching.